Hi guys, this is Tracy at Fairy Crafts again. I would like to share with you my take on a personal art journal. I'd been toying with the idea of doing an art journal for quite some time. A really good friend of mine had suggested she thought it would be quite good for me to sort of get feelings down on page and express myself. I've been having health issues and she helped me through a lot over the past few years. She's a really dear friend and probably more like a sister at times, in that we have our fights and we shout at one another, and yeah, we're pretty alike as well in some ways and different in others, so it makes for an interesting relationship, but we've always had quite good fun as well. As I say, she's helped me out in a lot of different ways. She's been there for me emotionally and I'm very grateful to her. But I've always found art journals really hard to do. I'm quite a anal, tidy person, and I think the messiness of the art journals I could never quite get to grips with. Anyway, to help me out, she gave me at Christmas time this book, and it was quite helpful. I really enjoyed reading it. There was a lot of ideas in it, of various kinds. There's also personal experiences, why these people actually decided on doing these different journals that they've done, reasons behind it. So it was actually quite good for me. I suppose it puts quite a bit of things into perspective as well when you see what other people, their thought process is. So that was a big help to me. So what I decided was that I would make a 12 by 12 art personal journal. The reason behind that was I've been scrapbooking for many years, and a lot of my paper has been in my stash since I first started scrapbooking, and to be quite honest, some of it is quite vile and I have no idea why on earth I bought it. So I thought, well, it'd be a good idea. I could use up the 12 by 12 pages, either paint over them, make a mess of them, and or just layer things up on them. So that was my thoughts on starting a 12 by 12 art journal. And it's probably better for me as well because I can cope better with the space on the 12 by 12, I think, better than I can on just a normal notebook. This is my first page. The thoughts behind this are quite funny. I've always done things for other people rather than for myself. I think too much about what other people think of me, and I don't know, I would avoid doing things to upset people, which is another reason I decided on this. I got a lot of stick from my family because I got one tattoo just when I turned 30. I'd always been wanting a tattoo, but never been brave enough to do it. And I think there was quite a bit of fuss when I had that first tattoo when I was in my early 30s. And although I did want another one, just never saw about it. Anyway, in the past 3 years, I've had 3 more tattoos, and they've got increasingly bigger and bigger. I have, in the past year, I have had 2 large tattoos. I have dyed my hair, cut it short. I got the top of my ear pierced, and it's caused a bit of a fuss in my family. My eldest daughter was not overly impressed with her mother suddenly acting like a teenager. I don't know, I'm having a midlife crisis or something, not quite sure. But it did cause a bit of a stir and a few comments from various people in the family. So anyway, this is the thoughts behind this page. It's saying, perfect I am not, because I certainly don't think I'm perfect. I know that I have so many faults, and I'm definitely not denying that in the slightest. But I don't like people judging me for what I'm doing either. So, perfect I am not, I am me, and that is good enough. And another feeling that I had was that I was striving to be an individual, not labelled a daughter, a wife, a mother, just me. Because I started doing things for myself, I started travelling a bit by myself, going on holiday by myself to visit a friend, and this was all quite traumatic for my family, I think, because at the age of 42, or 41 I think I was at the time, I had actually decided to start doing things for myself. My girls are older, so I don't see any harm in trying to be an individual. So that's thoughts behind that first one. Obviously I've got the dyed hair business and tattoos. I've got a photo of myself and it says what lies beneath the surface. I'll put that onto a piece of acetate and put my picture behind it. The second page is to do with my MS. I was diagnosed with MS about 6 years ago, and I count myself extremely lucky that it doesn't really affect me in a physical way as such. It doesn't stop me doing stuff. That's possibly because of my own determination and own stupidity sometimes, that I don't let it rule my life. I do far too much. I don't like admitting that I've got anything wrong with me, and sometimes I know I do push myself far too much, and it's maybe got to the point also that because I am so willing to do things for myself and not ask for help, that my family take it for granted that I'm going to do it, and then when I am feeling down or bad, here's Sunny back again, then it sort of becomes a bit of an issue because I feel like they're not helping me out as much as they should be. So this is my MS page, and it's just got some things that I'm scared of. You're getting a bit of glare because I've not taken them out of the plastic pockets. Just feelings that I have, like having a happy face on to try to hide how I really feel. I'm extremely good at doing that, and it's not the best thing. So that's my second page. My third page is totally dedicated to my tattoos. So I have got a quote: "Every artist dips his brush in his own soul and paints his own nature into his pictures." A splattered ink will paint to make it look like ink splodges. There's a tattoo in my back, my latest one in my arm, my friendship one, and that was my very first tattoo that I got in my early 30s. And so I've just got, I love butterflies, so I had to put a butterfly on it, and it says "Love me, love my ink." And it also says, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." Because I think probably this is me striving to be myself. So that's my third page. My fourth page is about me having depression. I think up until a year, it'd be about a year ago, that I actually decided I really got to the point that I couldn't pick myself up. I didn't want to admit that I had depression, and I know that I have suffered from it for years and years and years on and off, but beginning of last year it got to the point that I just could not see my way out of this black cloud, and my very good friend helped me, and I went to see the doctor. So I've been on pills since then, and I've been feeling a lot better. I just still do get my bad days and bad moments, but on the whole I feel a lot better than I did, and I think probably on a daily basis I'm getting slightly better. So this is actually a Katy Perry song, Hot and Cold, and I've always thought that I was a bit bipolar. She speaks about being bipolar, and I do often think that I am quite a bit bipolar actually. So, but this is just feelings that I have about suffering from depression and how I feel. Unreasonable being probably the best one. And so that is that page. As you can see, I just painted a black cloud on it and distressed it with paint. And this is the last page that I've done, and it says, how does one become a butterfly? You must want to fly so much that you are willing to give up being a caterpillar. So that's sometimes what I feel, that I think I've cocooned myself a bit too much. So anyway, that is my the start of my personal art journal, and just me getting some thoughts down on paper. So I hope you enjoy looking at it, and I hope it's been of some interest to you, and maybe help to some people who would like to do an art journal. Thanks very much for watching. Bye folks.